Piece number 12. Self-greatness. Grandfather believed that it should never be denied to anyone. The talk that I must have with myself, if I wish to be at peace in my life, must be sincere and forthright. We should not shelter our vices or illusions. This concept of greatness is an interesting one. To aspire to its grandeur can result in one of two opposing consequences. The one leads to ill-placed self-aggrandizement and, ultimately, despair and destruction. The other steers you to personal achievement, service, and benefit to the society. Which fascinating avenue would you choose? I am sure that everyone can identify with this experience. You complete something, perhaps a project or a task, and the people judging your efforts are truly thrilled at what you have accomplished with your efforts. They laud your performance and heap you with praise and adulation. This, if it happens often, is a dangerous enticement, for it leads to the door of narcissism. In Greek mythology, Narcissus was known for his beauty and for his vanity. For example, he disdained those who admired him. Nemesis, the goddess of retribution against those who succumbed to hubris, decided to punish him. She lured him to a pond wherein he fell in love with his reflection. One version suggests that he tried to kiss his reflection, fell into the water, and drowned. An alternative version has him losing his will to live and staring at his reflection until he dies. Either way, the narcissist is forewarned. Self-love can only lead to moral and spiritual destruction. World leaders take notice. The alternative path, that of greatness, has an individual discovering his true essence, his true being in the world. He then uses this self-knowledge to serve others. The greatest deception in this approach to life, however, is when a person is artificially kind to others just to advance a position or cause. We tend to love children and disavow the old.
Why?
Children are filled with potential and hope, while the old, many times, inundate us with useless parables of little relevance. Few take the time to interpret these sayings for their real contemporary value. A test of a people is how it behaves toward the old. It is easy to love children. Even tyrants and dictators make a point of being fond of children. But the affection and care for the old, the incurable, the helpless, are the true gold mines of a culture. Byron Reese tells us that all of us are destined for our own form of greatness, whatever that means individually. Tragically, few people achieve their apotheosis. We claim that it is not there right in front of us. However, it is. We formulate excuses and kill or neuter our potentiality. I have no money, I am only one man, I have no friends. The list is endless. Mr. Reese notes that every hindrance to greatness, every one, has already been overcome. We are just looking for lazy reasons to fail. The key, then, is to accept your eminence. You are alive, are you not? We then must narrow down our gifts. Everyone has some. What are yours? As I tell my students, make a list of your strengths and your weaknesses. You will soon see your trend. This opens a world of discovery. In keeping with the theme of greatness and discovery, it seems that man has always sought the path of least resistance to achieve success. History has shown, nonetheless, that the gradual accumulation of wealth, both spiritual and financial, has always given the truest results. One of the last great thrusts of adventure in the modern era was the Klondike Gold Rush between 1896 and 1899. When gold was discovered in the Yukon, a flood of American miners arrived to try and extract its wealth. The conditions were stunningly difficult. To begin, the miners took steamers from California and arrived in Skagway, Alaska, already a momentous distance. They then had to assemble a ton of food and supplies to last a full year. This required by Canadian authorities to prevent starvation. Subsequently, potential prospectors had to hike along the White Pass Trail, a mountain pass of some 873 meters at its highest, and next take a river voyage to Dawson City. Few found any gold, and more returned home, if they did return home, in poverty. As with most ill-conceived explorations, the outcome for most dreamers was failure. The great politician, thinker, rhetorician, and philosopher Cicero has a thought. We are motivated by a keen desire for praise, and the better a man is, the more he is inspired by glory. The very philosophers themselves, even in those books which they write in contempt of glory, inscribe their names. One would hope that this is glory for the concept, not the self.